Well, well, well. This is a revisit because I've done this show before, and since I've done it, nothing's changed. In fact, things have escalated. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is the Painful Excellence podcast. You know, all right. Well, first and foremost, Femi was supposed to be here, but she was on business, and she's not lying. She was on business. She was flying from Atlanta back to Houston. She got back home too late, so we're gonna reschedule her. She will be back. She's not no fronting on me or nothing like that. You know, she'll be here. She'll be here. So and she contacted me short notice. I actually kind of knew yesterday that she wasn't going to make it home in time. So it's not, she's not ducking any smoke or nothing like that. And to be honest, family, I don't have any smoke for her. I'm actually having a conversation. I excel at verbal judo, and my goal is to show her that I'm not the enemy, and men is not the enemy, and we can get along, and we can be peaceful, and we can move forward. We have to recognize what's going on and look within ourselves to stop the BS and move forward hand in hand. Because one thing we can agree on as a community, we're losing out here. You remember the show I did a while ago called We Gotta Make a Deal? We need to partner up and make families for the survival of our community. Remember when I did that show? I said, look, we got to make a deal, like it or not. We got to put looks aside and everything. Hold on, I'm sending out a text. I'm sorry. Yeah, we just have to move forward. And that's another conversation I'll revisit down the road. Let's see what we got in the building. Spurgood Marshall, salute. Love is the word, salute. Jason Williams. Almond Eyes, salute, sis. How you feel? Rod Neal, my brother. Mona D, good to see you. I appreciate that. Mona D. See, Mona D don't know. Melanin A1, salute. There's my brother, MP.
What the fuck?
Salute. D'Artagnan 8. Omega Red, Big C. The Village Brothers in the building. Night Train, salute, salute. Showing a TV in the building, Ryan Wright, salute. Mona D doesn't know. Mona D doesn't know. Oh, I know love is the word. We're going to get to all of it. Mona D doesn't know. Let me move these women's pictures out the way. Mona D doesn't know about the intro, y'all. Brian Mason, salute. Mona, let me tell you about the intro. That was last year already? January? And listen. I called up my cousin. I said, yo, look, man, you got some time? He said, yeah, man, cuz, what you need? I said, yo, look, man, I'm putting together this podcast, and I have this vision, and I found this music, and I'm a visual person. I find music, and it just, I was just vibing to it, and I listened to it. I spun it like all day. I was in the gym, like, and I just had. I'm like, I live in like one of the greatest cities, if not the greatest city in the United States, in the world. Everywhere, there's songs about New York. I said, man, I take advantage because I live here all my life. But I said, man, we have a great city, man. So I said, you know what? You busy tonight? He said, nah. I said, yo, man, get your equipment. He has a really great camera. And I said, yo, I want to shoot some videos and send it to me, and I'll edit it, and I'll put it together. And when I start my podcast in a couple of weeks, that'll be my intro. So we went out there. It was like January 3rd or something, 2nd or 3rd. It was like 12 degrees that day, that night. And when I parked the Jeep, I got out and I said, what are we doing? And he was with his wife. And I said, I don't think I dressed appropriately, but I said, we here now. So he says, man, look, just walk around the city. Let's go. Because Times Square and Radio City and all that other stuff, there was a lot of other things I had in mind. But when I tell you it was too cold to get anything done, I'm telling you, when you see me walking with my coat open, I was bugging. I said, what am I doing? I couldn't feel my ears. I could barely feel my lips. I didn't have on no gloves. We would film that part where he's walking around. He ran around me twice. And he said, yo, I think we should shoot that again. I said, no, we're not. We're going back to the whip and warm it up. When you see me walking in Times Square with my coat open, I was freezing. I went to the fitted cap store, freezing. It was beyond free, but listen, he did a great job. He did a great job. I put some money in his hand, you know, and I edited it, and that's what we got. I'm gonna do another one when the weather get better. I'm gonna do a whole nother countdown because, you know, I'm putting it to work. So I appreciate the support. You know, this is all great, man. It's all great. I really get into what I do. I didn't think, Ratchetness 91 salute, I didn't think that I would actually have fun doing this. I have fun. Like I told you, I'm having more fun having these real conversations with you guys than on the boxing channel. Because we discuss more about what should be happening. And we discuss more about the drama and the racism and everything else, you know, than we do the actual fights. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, Jason, that was painful. It was painful that day. It was painful. So let's get to what we're talking about. I had to reschedule Femi again, y'all. She'll be here next week. She'll be here. She'll be here. These women, who are these women? These women are teachers. All right. There's an awful lot going on with our youth. 8A Sports Talk, salute. There's an awful lot going on with our youth. And I'm a firm believer in protecting our youth. And, you know, I don't like, hold on. New mic stand, y'all. I'm sorry, somebody texted me. Philip D, salute. It's frustrating watching what happened in Houston, you know, when they had the Transformers doing story time to the youth. You know, and then I showed you the video with they had these Transformers dancing for mothers, and they had their infant children. While these guys was performing, you know, sexual dances, and there's literally babies crawling on the floor. My thing is this, woke, what up? If you're a housewife and you need a night out, spare your kids. Go to your husband and say, yo, look, we want a night out. And here's something that I didn't realize. there's like a war going on between that alphabet community and the alphabet community plus and minus. They're adding on words to letters and pluses and minuses to that. And I was sent several videos that I can't play because they were on Fox and everything else. They was like, yo, look, Teach, what up? They were like, listen, that community is that community. But this is what, there was some woman on Fox and she said, look, she said she's a part of that LGBTQ community. But all that extra stuff, the Q plus and Q minus and all this LGBT XYZ, all that extra stuff, she said, look, those people don't represent what we've done here. All right. All we want is to be left alone and be treated equal and equal pay, not discriminated against. That's it. All this other stuff, running around with a wig on and trying to read the children, unacceptable. And then I saw a transformer on Instagram. Someone sent me a video clip. She said, look, he said, look, I'm not trying to read to no children and get involved in the school system and impose what we do here. She says, listen, it says, listen. He said, yo, we do what we do, and at parties and clubs or whatever, and there's a lot of drugs and alcohol, and we party, there's a lot of sex. She said that has nothing to do. A children should remain a child. And then I'm like, I just saw a video with these mothers, with these transformers doing splits and thongs on a damn mini stage. And I'm like, what man said that that was okay? Think about it. Were those all single mothers? Did their husbands know where they were? And if they did, I saw a children's book that said, I don't like my butt. It's a children's book. And I'm like, what is going on here? You saw the video with the dude, with the little boy? There was like a book that he was reading, and it had a graphic sex scene in the book. And when he went to check the book out, the librarian or whoever that was said, would you like one with pictures in it? The boy was like 10, and he told his father. So when we talk about protecting our children, this is what we're protecting them from, man. But my question is, who are we protecting these kids from? We're protecting Brandon L. Jet, salute. We're protecting them from that extra community. Because I didn't know there was a difference. I just found this out like fairly recently. There's a difference. And that community is protecting themselves. They're protecting themselves from those people that are aligning themselves up with that community, but adding on extra stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Derek Gaines, salute. So now they have an internal thing going on with them. I didn't know that. But listen to what I'm saying. I'm glad to see it. You know why? I'm glad to see that there's people in there separating themselves from that. Like, yo, no, that's not us. That's not us. That's not what we're doing. Jared, what up? Mansa Musa, my brother. That's not us. That's something different. That's not what we do. You get crazies that align themselves with something that was actually harmless. Listen, I don't care what that community does. I don't care. Who you get into bed with, that is none of my business. I could work with you. I could even have a beer with you. I don't care. The problem is when you try and impose your lifestyle on me. No, thank you. I don't even have to tell you once. You already know how I get down. Don't even bring it here. Don't invite me nowhere to those weird ass parties. If you go to those, no. I crossed the line. I'm not imposing my shit on you. Don't impose your shit on me. That's all. It's as simple as that. I don't care about that. But you got these people, those weirdos, because look, there's that community and then there's weirdos. If you can strip in front of a baby crawling around on the floor, you're a weirdo. Just like that woman that was twerking on her blood son. And her son was not even, like, he was barely one. He was sitting in with a diaper, looking around, drooling. And she's twerking on him and put it on social media. And everyone was like, yo, what's wrong with you? Is that your son? And she cursed everybody out. I'm not, Jeff Sparks, salute. I'm not raising my son to be an F-boy like y'all sons, and he ain't gonna be gay. And I said, oh my God, Anthony, what up? I said, oh my God, growth, salute. She doesn't see anything wrong with what she did. That is your son. What about the other video I showed y'all? The woman twerking in a thong. And her like 5-year-old son was grabbing her butt and she's twerking in the camera. And I went crazy on that. Like, what's going on here? Black woman? What's happening? That's not normal. What are y'all doing? You see, there's weirdos across the board. And they are having an internal fight with the weirdos that are saying, oh no, we're like you. No, y'all are not. Y'all are perverts. There's a difference. We agree on that, right? So just like you got perverts walking around in that community, you got perverts that are running around here, wolf in sheep's clothing. But when you think of a rapist or a pedo, immediately a man's picture pops in your head. And what I found very interesting, Theo Coop, my brother, salute. Picasso, what up? What I found very interesting was the amount of women that was doing. This is a stat that we don't pay attention to, really. Matter of fact, you know what, to be honest, I didn't even get the stats. I'll come back with that later. I didn't even get the stats. I was just amazed at how many women are getting caught out here doing that. And then when I thought about it, I said, wait a minute. Just like I told y'all, back in the 90s, when I was in high school, I know a lot of Jamaicans. And every year in September, when they come back from Jamaica, come back to the Bronx, they be in school, they would talk about all the women that they slept with in Jamaica. Now, we 15, 16 years old. And I'm like, yo, they're lying. They're lying. And they were talking about the white woman they slept with. They were talking about the black woman, the Americans that came down there and slept with. They were talking about how a woman from their block, they go down to Jamaica and they ran into the woman on the block and they had sex with her. She came up, they came back to America. She walked right past them like they ain't know, a married woman. I said, they lying. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. We out here working hard trying to get women our age, and these guys are going home and they're messing with grown women. They got to be lying. Decades later, we're seeing video. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Immediately, St. Clair wasn't lying. Brentley wasn't lying. Wow. And then I remember some cats that I came up with telling me stories about one teacher in particular. And we were in junior high school. And I ain't gonna say her name. I don't know where she's at now. I don't even know if she's alive. And I'm not gonna drag her. Damn, I don't even remember her name, but her face is in my head. Yeah, go subscribe to Mona D, please. But I heard some stories from two students in particular. You know what I find real interesting? I find that years later, we're all grown with kids of our own. Some of us are grandparents. Do you know Their stories never changed. We're knocking on 50. 50's right there. It came up about maybe 6 years ago. I said, listen, you remember da 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 da? They said, oh yeah. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. We was preteens when that happened. Well, explain to me what happened, because when they told me that, we was like in 6th grade. And I'm like, wait, tell me what happened. And I just knew they were going to tell me a different story. That story is just the way I remembered it. And I said, yo.
What?
He's like, I know y'all thought I was lying. Y'all thought we were lying. Nope. That ish happened. In the janitor closet. They're helping her move stuff around. Everyone went to lunch. She said, I need you to help me move this around. Well, what about lunch? Oh, yeah, you'll get lunch later. When the kids come back from lunch period, I'll make sure y'all get y'all trays, which she did. And they helped her move furniture, and they got in that janitor closet, and she did something to them. And they just stood there and let it happen. And it was like, Didn't say anything. Told all of us, though. We was like, you shut up. Miss ain't do that, man. You shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Goddamn, 35 years later, that story has not changed. It's the same thing. And you know what they did say? It's because of that situation. When they got older, when their kids got older, when they went to the schools, they made sure that they met all the teachers so they could see their face. It's cool when you're a kid and you're a little boy at that. You're a little boy. You're going through hormones and, you're changing. So any kind of action, you're like, huh? But it could have went left for them. It could have messed them up mentally or whatever. Only happened to them once with that teacher. I was like, sheesh. And he said when they got older, they went from high-fiving to by the time they got to college, it was like, wait a minute. That was pretty messed up, wasn't it? Yep. It's pretty messed up. So now they got kids of their own, and one of them is a grandparent. He makes sure he goes and sees, the teachers could see him. Yeah. I'm watching you. Male and female, I'm watching you. I'm around. Don't play with me. See that? So now, let's do this. This is from October of 2022. All right, and I couldn't believe this, man. This was crazy. Multiple New York City teachers sexually preyed upon students as young as 5. This is a probe. One out-of-control teacher reportedly showed other male students images of her vajayjay, sent kids videos of herself deep-throating a liquor bottle and dancing naked from the waist down, and even went to a student's home where she pulled down her pants and told him to eat my ass. Now, Act Reach in the building. Go subscribe to my brother, the Jab Jamboree. Y'all heard what I read just now? These are everyday women out here in New York that you might see just walking past in the street. You know, those 2 white chicks, probably you'll see them downtown or wherever. But they say the Bronx, man. These chicks in the Bronx working. Which one of those women you think went to dude house and said, eat my ass? Which one? Which one did that? Because I don't know. Which one? I bet you it's that old chick in the middle. Newly released investigative reports from New York City. New York City's public schools revealed multiple disturbing cases of female teachers and aides engaging in sexually explicit behavior from grooming students. You know, grooming is a thing. Grooming is a thing. Grooming students into inappropriate relationships to flashing body parts to preschoolers. The reports from the Special Commissioner of Investigation obtained by the New York Post included the case of Natalie Black, a 27-year-old teacher at Hillside Arts and Letters Academy in Queens. I actually know where that is. Black was found to have sent at least 15 sexually explicit photographs of herself in lingerie or nude to a male 17-year-old student late last year. Although the teenager was interviewed by NYPD, charges were never filed. You see, let me stop right there for a second, y'all. See, a 17-year-old just thinks he's getting lucky. He's not going to say anything. A lot of them are. When they, you know what? You know how this probably leaked out? You know how this probably leaked out? He told too many of his friends, and it leaked out. Somebody told somebody, and a girl got wind of it, and it leaked out. And an adult got wind of it and said, yo, wait a minute. And I'm going to tell you something else. Her coworkers probably saw that behavior, but was like, could it be? It can't be. Could it be? Can it be? I don't know. Could it be? Her coworkers probably knew. Which teacher you talking about, Shauna? Because we had some doozies, man. Me and Shauna went to the same school. She was about, 2 grades ahead of me? But we had the same teachers. Look, the teachers I was in school with in high school, they were, there was one in particular. He was a swimming teacher. And he was a white guy, but he was in shape. And seen a lot of those girls in his car after school. I'll just say that. It was just a little weird to me. You know, you walk by and you nudge your boy like, yo, what the fuck? What is she doing in there? With her shoes off and her feet on the dashboard. What's that? But those seniors was like, yeah, yup, he's doing it. They were like, yo, we seeing some shit, but you know, it's not for us to say anything because she's with it. It's none of our business. You see? I'm telling you, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. But I seen some shit in the high school I went to before my parents took me out of there. By March of 2022, the SCI found that Black's behavior had worsened. Wow. The out-of-control teacher reportedly showed other male students images of her vagina, sent kids videos of herself deep-throating a liquor bottle and dancing naked from the waist down, and even went to a student's home where she pulled down her pants and told him, "Eat my behind." Black reportedly refused to cooperate with SCI investigators and was supposedly removed from the DOE, that's Department of Education Service. While the probe was ongoing, but according to her active LinkedIn page, she remains a special education teacher with the New York City Department of Education. She was teaching special ed, y'all. Oh my God, man. Listen. I'm reading this story, y'all. Mr. Feldman? Wow. Special ed kids? What the? Okay. All right. Let me read on. The SCI recommended that Black be terminated, giving her total unfitness as a... I'm sorry. I mean, Lord forgive me. I'm thinking, all right, let me not do that. The Department of Education declined to confirm the teacher's employment status to the New York Post. According to students, Hillside administrators never notified the school community of the ongoing investigation into Black's predatory actions. Okay, they never told. She was being investigated, so they had a lot of evidence, and they never told anyone. So they kept this under wraps. Can I ask you guys a question? If this was a, just reverse the roles, y'all. If this was a man doing this to girls, you couldn't keep a cap on this. This would be in the paper. There would be people with torches in front of his house. They'd be ruining him. This was crazy. Yeah, exactly, Philip D. How do you keep this under wraps? This is not good, man. In another shocking incident revealed by SCI reports, Makita Brooke Stanton, a Queens paraprofessional at PS 160, that is an elementary school. Whenever you see PS in front of it, that's an elementary school, brought along her pre-kindergarten class to her breast exam via remote learning. Oh my God, man. Man, am I reading this? Listen, man. So she's getting a breast examination over Zoom, and she brought her whole class. Brooke Stanton reportedly stripped. Listen to this, y'all. Brooke Stanton reportedly stripped down, flashing her bare breasts to her phones, to the phone's camera during her visit to the doctor's office, revealing herself to the children who were watching on Google Meet. You know what, man? She even had the doctor say hi to the class on Google Meet. Are you, what the? Did something happen to that doc? What the hell? It was a frontal view she added. According to the disgruntled mom, Brooke Stanton remained exposed for about 2 minutes until she was able to get the attention of the class's lead teacher, who turned off the paraeducator's screen. The SCI investigators determined that the breast exposure to the pre-K class did not appear purposeful. However, Brooke Stanton's actions showed serious lack of professionalism. They're capping for this woman. Do y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this, right? What happens if a man goes for a check for testicular cancer and he exposes himself? Listen to what they said, y'all. She was exposed for about 2 minutes. They said that the breast exposure to the pre-K class did not appear purposeful. However, Brooke Stanton's actions showed serious lack of professionalism. She went topless to a bunch of kids. We're not in the bush. We're not in Africa, where it's not in city Africa, but like in a village somewhere where people walk around with their boobs out. This is exactly, Jason. That has to be the white woman with this. No, Shauna, it was Benzini. It was Benzini. That's who you're thinking of. And he was mad cool. Benzini was mad cool. But, you know, I don't know who was telling the truth or not. These girls would make stuff up all the time. So, I ain't think about none of that. Exactly, 88 Sports Talk. Imagine if, just reverse the roles, y'all. Watch this. Leave us from the waist down out of it. Let's say a man, because men can get breast cancer. Let's say he was having a Zoom meeting and he took off his shirt. There would be an uproar. They were like, why would you have the kids there in the first place? The kids don't need to know about what's going on with your health. What is going on? I can't believe I'm reading this, but then again, I can believe. Brooke Stanton is still working at PS 160, school families claimed. In other investigations, SCI found multiple disturbing relationships between more female teachers and students. This is an ongoing thing. Manhattan's Institute of Collaborative Education's Danielle Medellin, then 24, reportedly exchanged about 5,500 very flirtatious texts filled with sexual tension with the boy in her 11th grade math class. She resigned before she could be fired and began working at the New York Times as a data analyst, according to her now defunct LinkedIn page. Has it gotten so bad that these women, okay, let me say this, y'all. I need you to understand this. When people do things like that, they're like being in control. Grown folk talk, salute. They're like being in control. They're dealing with children. You just read, Shorty was just so comfortable in doing what she did. She showed up to a student's house and told him to eat her box from the back. She can't do that to men her age or older. They were like, what? You come across the right dude, he'll be like, what? How about this? You get down and lick these nuts, and maybe I'll entertain that. Get out of here. Part of the mental dysfunction to a rapist is they like being in control. I couldn't imagine, salute. I can't imagine maintaining an erection while a woman is screaming, no, stop, get off me, and crying and saying, no, that's not sexy. You can't concentrate with that, but I'm normal. But there's fools out here that get off on that. That's control. That's what these women are exhibiting. They can control these kids. They can groom these kids. That's why they don't mess with people. Some of these women might be married. When I did this show last year, some of those teachers were married. Y'all remember the other teacher? It wasn't one student. It was like 4 of them. They brought them all to the house at the same time, ran a train on her. And she was a young white chick. She wasn't ugly or nothing. Married woman. If I remember the story correctly, I think her husband was in the military or something crazy. Go back to the show. It's been a minute. Being a longtime lover of math as an educator, I was inspired by my students and curious about pushing the boundaries of data and statistics. Medellin posted to her profile. Yet another predatory teacher, Michelle Zach, then 31, reportedly engaged in an inappropriate relationship with 2 underage students at the Queens High School of Teaching, Liberal Arts and Sciences. The SCI investigation found that she smoked marijuana and had sleepovers with the children. Wait a minute. I need to know who these children's parents are. Was it a situation where they said, okay, I'm going to Todd's house, and Todd said, no, I'm going to Charlie's house, and Charlie said, we're going to Dan's house, and nobody was where they said they were going to be, and they were at Miss Michelle Zach's place. During the investigation, Zach was demoted to a non-classroom role in the DOE and is now working as a self-employed academic tutor, according to. So wait a minute, she was demoted. They didn't fire her. They didn't get the police involved. Hold on. According to one comment Zach made on a job finding post, it's been a tough to find something since her scandal. Okay, so she left the DOE. How she wasn't arrested, I don't know. But now she can't find work due to her scandal. How are these people not behind bars? Juliana Garofalo, then 33, another institute for the collaborative education teacher, reportedly told co-workers that she partook in a sexual relationship with a male student before his graduation in 2018. You heard me right. It's right there. I'm reading it. It's right there, y'all. Garofalo resigned from the DOE before SCI recommended her termination, but then sued the city when the word of the investigation made its way back to the Connecticut private school that unknowingly hired her. A New York State Supreme Court judge threw out the case in December, saying that the disgraced teacher's actions were utterly disqualifying to take another teaching job. So yeah, she tried to get work in Connecticut and they were like, nah, get out of here. We found out about what happened with you. And she tried to sue the city of New York, saying that, that you wasn't supposed to let that out. No, man. No. We have to protect our children from so many things. And this goes to show you, do not put all the blame on that alphabet community, because what have we learned? That alphabet community, they don't co-sign these transformers reading to kids. They're saying, wait a minute, that's not what we're about. What is that? They're trying to align themselves with us. And they're saying, oh, we're LG, whatever. And they're adding on a plus and a minus and all these other. No. Those are weirdos. Y'all ever been in a group and everything's fine, and then these two idiots show up that y'all know, and they're like, oh my God, who invited? Man, I got so many stories. Every time me and my boys would go hang out, there were two cats in between. There were two cats that we would never invite, because I'll be damned, whenever they would show up, there was a problem. We're going deep and we're going strictly into peace. We're just looking to get chicks' phone numbers and have a good time. And we would never tell these two mofos, and Shauna knows who they are. We would never tell these two fools, because every time their asses showed up, something would happen. Like, yo, we going? Okay, don't talk. Yo, here they come. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Because it's like when they tag along, we didn't want to tell them. We were young. We didn't want to tell them, yo, nah, don't come through. No, whatever. Because there would be a problem, because we see them every day. So we would like slide off and not say anything. See, when you get older, the less fucks you give. And if you're a problem everywhere I go at this age, I'll tell you should have been down. Yo, Blue, yo, my man, I ain't fucking with you. Don't come around no. Every time you show up, there's a problem. Don't come over here with your nonsense. But back then, you ain't know how to do it. You're like, just look. They think we're leaving at 8. We're gonna leave at 6. It was these two fools. They were like ordering, not even, they were like worse and worse. Bad and worse. They were, please. Big Smurf, what up? Let me show you something else. This was sent to me on Instagram. New York City teacher accused of sexual relationship with a mentally ill 16-year-old student. You got to be kidding me. You absolutely have to be kidding me. The teacher is under investigation in the Bronx, salute to my borough, in Staten Island, amid accusations that she had a long sexual relationship with a mentally ill 16-year-old student at a school for children with special needs. Sandy Carrasas Pinez, 33, a former New York City biology teacher who is married with 3 children, had sex with the teen in her car at least a dozen times and sent him nude and erotic poses among scores of inappropriate texts, according to allegations by the boy's mom and the documents obtained by the Post. Married with 3 children.
Whoa! What the What?
Now, you know, there's some woman that read this and said, well, there's obviously something my husband is not doing. So you're going to go bang the retard? Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. But listen, is that not what she's doing? They said mentally ill. But his dick game must be incredible. But look at her face. Does she look normal to you? Oh, I know, Jason. I know. I saw an article on that too. These women are perverts and they're in there messing around. Let me read the article some more. Police and the district attorney and investigators compiled reams of texts sent at all hours between the teacher and the teen who attended the Biondi School in Yonkers at the City Department of Education's expense. Wow. It is run by a nonprofit Rising Ground, which terminated the teacher this month. So they fired her ass. What does she say? I know. I'm getting mad reading this, y'all. I know for me, it isn't going to be easy. I will miss your kisses, hugs, and everything. Carrez Pinez allegedly wrote this this year in a discussion of whether she and the boy should end it, according to text under review by law enforcement agencies. In January, she allegedly angrily responded to messages from the teen pleading for a response, telling him, throughout the whole vacation, you have shut me out, and the only time you would hit me up was when you wanted to. I can't believe I'm reading this. Tell me that you are crushing on other teachers. I am not a piece of ass with no feelings. Asked about the nude photos text to the boy, she said he had the passcode to my phone. The teen suffers from a combination of schizophrenia and mood disorders, the mother said. The boy's mother, whose name the Post is withholding to protect her son's privacy, is livid that authorities have not arrested the teacher more than 2 weeks after the teen gave a lengthy interview March 7th to NYPD special victim detectives in Staten Island, where the family lives.
Whoa! What the What?
Yep, she ain't arrested. Yep, and there's my comment. This behavior isn't new. This is nothing new. Another brother says this is nothing new. This woman says, why can't these adults leave children alone? Look at this. I wonder how much of this was going on back when I was in school. A lot. This is not new. Look at this. Double standard is insane. Imagine if these were males. Of course. See? Some of these women are sick. This has to stop. Yep. Keep telling these stories because female predators are not talked about enough. Yeah. Look at this. Again, I'm lost at grown women wanting underdeveloped wee-wees. This is turning into a pandemic. Okay, so everyone got jokes. To me, this wasn't funny. All right. For 45-year-old cheer coach charged with rape after allegedly having sex with her daughter's 16-year-old boyfriend 300 times. Y'all see this? Read that. Snacks B, what up? Read that. You see that? All of these stories I'm telling you, just reverse the roles. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That woman had a whole family, a husband and 3 kids. This, oh my gosh. This looks like a science teacher or something. What did she do? Look at this. 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 New York again. A teacher. Wait. This is okay. No. This is something else. That's the same thing. Okay. Oh, they don't have the article for everyone here. Okay. Oh, this is my favorite one. Look at this. Destiny Hillsman, 25, a Houston teacher at Holland Middle School, was arrested and charged for grooming, texting, and kissing middle school girls.
Whoa!
This should be in the trash.
Read that. Go ahead. So she's grooming. So see, okay, so she plays for the other team. Fine. But middle school girls? And you see, oh man, am I going to go here tonight? Am I going to really go here tonight? Because everything is relevant. You already know what I'm about to say. Look at her. This will be the chick right here. A chick. Right? This will be the chick that'll have all the standards in the world. She likes little girls, but if she's gonna date a man, he has to have everything through the roof. But she's a little chunky monkey, isn't she? Right? If you ask her what kind of man do you want, what do you think she'll say? And these women with these texting. Yo, listen, if y'all don't know, do y'all understand texting will get you in trouble? If you about that cheating life, you know that shit will get you in trouble. You're putting things in writing, you dummy. What are you doing? What is... And this was my favorite one right here. 31-year-old Colorado woman who admits to having sex with a 13-year-old middle schooler is having his baby, won't face any jail time under a plea deal. She didn't even go to jail, man, and she gave birth. And you see, you know what I equate this to? I equate this to police brutality on black people. I'll give you the brief history. I'm gonna make it very brief. We all know that there's racism. We all know that the police are not our friends for the most part, black people. We all know that. That's why, you know, Are there great cops? Absolutely. There are. When they coming up on you, you're thinking the worst, are you not? Yeah. So when we would talk about how cops do us, you had a lot of people saying, "Oh no, you're just exaggerating. It's not because you're black. You did something wrong, or you jaywalked, or you had a headlight out, and they were just doing the job." The cops have such a hard job, and and they're saying, "No. You've walked down that block several times, drunk out of your mind. I left the same bar, and I live 3 blocks up. I have on a suit and tie, and I still got thrown on the goddamn floor. And they know I live here. Now, why does that happen to me at least once a week, but it doesn't happen to you, and you publicly intoxicated? It's because you're white there, buddy. And everything was everything. And then what happened? Rodney King happened, and it was caught on video. There was no social media back then. Somebody recorded it with a camcorder, and it was the worst ass whooping caught. It wasn't the worst ass whooping we've seen. We've heard worse. Cops have beaten black people to death. This was just an ass whooping caught on tape. And it was a shock to everyone. To black people, it was like, yo, Raheem got his ass beat worse than that. And that was like the day before. I spoke to people that lived in LA. They were like, yo, Rodney King, trust me, that was light. You know why? Because he lived. My homie got beat to death. My homie got his spine broke. My homie got shot in the face, and the cops still batoned him to death. Quit resisting. He got a bullet in the middle of his forehead. He's dead. Ass whoopings like that. Rodney King just got caught on tape. And what did they do? The first thing they did was say, oh, well, he has a criminal history. That has nothing to do with why he was getting his ass whooped. And that's when I learned that what they do to us is they cut us down. They try and discredit us. They try and ruin us. They start, I'm sure he hopped the turnstile somewhere. Ah, there it is. He hopped the turnstile when he was 13. He's a bad guy. They tried to do that to Rodney King. And those cops got off, and they ruined the city. Fast forward to social media. Now these police shooting, because then these crackers tried to tell us that Rodney King was an isolated incident. Fine. There was a bunch of shootings after that. Y'all remember the brother that walked off with his hands in the air, and that bitch shot him in the back, killed him? Do you know the kind of arguments I had on social media? Well, he shouldn't have moved. He was going to his car. Guess what? He called 911 for help. Well, you don't know what he had in his car. Guess what? They saw what he had in his Jeep. Nothing. The eye in the sky was like, that looks like a bad dude. You can tell he's a bad dude from way up there. He was unarmed, shot in the back by that white chick. Philando Castile, Sandra Bland. How many black people got shot unarmed? Whole lot. Eric Garner, right here in New York, choked out by NYPD's finest. Okay? Through all of these years, we've been saying, like, this is not new. This is not new. Y'all just now seeing this? We seen it every day. It's not new. What this bitch right here did, believe it or not, it's not new. It's always been happening. Now it's being spoken about. Now some of this stuff is being caught on tape, and these women are texting and doing they're incriminating themselves. Criminally insane. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and expecting different results. She got too comfortable. And that's her story is a little suspect. Because the mother, she collapsed as a mother. She failed. She was letting her son go over there at strange hours to help her with work around the house. No, You got chores to do in the house right here. And if you ain't got nothing, I'm gonna find you something to do. You ain't gonna be hanging out with a teacher recreationally. Only hanging out you're gonna be doing is with your friends. You're gonna be a child. This woman robbed that little boy of his childhood. She groomed him. And the fact that she has a plea deal and is not serving any time, listen, you know what feminism is, y'all? Feminism is supposed to fight for the equal rights of women. That's it. They don't wish death on men. They don't talk bad about men. They're not out here saying that they don't need us. All feminists are supposed to do is fight for equal rights for women. If a woman wants to drive a bus, you can't pay the man $40 an hour and pay her $35. That's not fair. If she wants to be a police officer, if top pay is whatever it is, $95,000, when she makes top pay, however long she has to be on a job, she has to make that too. Because that's fair. That's what feminists were there to fight for. But you had some crazies come in, claim to be feminists, and they hijacked the whole movement. And now it's out of control. You got Cynthia G walking around talking about if you're pregnant with a black male, delete the pregnancy because we're so bad. That's not a feminist. She's just crazy. You understand? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Wishing death and delete a pregnancy, that's crazy talk. If I got on here and said what she said about black women, I say, well, you know, look, they outnumber us 8-1, and look what they're doing. They're dragging us down. 80% of black women are overweight. And I just start killing them, and I'm killing them with facts. I'd get deleted tonight. That's not the answer. Cynthia G, the answer is tell your sisters to keep their legs closed and stop going for sexual gratification. Be smart. Stop sleeping with dudes just to get that itch scratch, knowing that these guys got kids everywhere and they're irresponsible with their dicks. Because those dudes you're sleeping with the minority of these dudes. The minority of these dudes are getting all the tail in the world and they're reproducing at a rapid rate. That's y'all fault. But I don't want to get onto that, but I'm making a point. Look at what this chick just did. She is reproduced with a child. When that child, you understand, when that child is 10, her baby daddy's going to be 23. He's going to live his life. He's going to want to go to college or work a job, and he's going to be stuck with her. Trust me, she's going to look a lot different in 10 years. When she's 41, gravity's going to take over. If her boobs were sitting up here, they're going to fall down to her goddamn belly button. She's going to be walking in the room tripping over her titties. She's not going to be the sexy older chick that he was splashing. Things change. Ladies and gentlemen, what you found sexy when you was 18, if you're my age, there are other things that you find sexy about the opposite sex now. It's different now. When you're younger, you wanted a supermodel. When you get a few of them, you're like, that wasn't as advertised. Regular women are more attractive to older, more mature men. Trust me. And the same thing with women. The same thing. Women still think Denzel Washington is attractive. It's not because he's some supermodel looking dude. He's an average looking dude, but it's his demeanor. You understand? When this kid is 23 in 10 years and he has a 10-year-old son and he's 23, he's going to look at her and be like, I ain't fucking with you. What are you doing? You robbed me of my childhood, man. I didn't know any better, but I'm here for this child. She groomed him and controlled him. She's not getting no jail time, y'all. How is this fair? A feminist is supposed to speak up against this. Feminists should be like, no, she should be in prison. She should be in prison. Flatboy plays, salute. Yeah, bro, I was out. You know what? I'm going to catch the replay, good brother. I'm going to catch the replay. I had a ridiculous day, but I'm here. I don't even know if I was going to make it back in time to do the show, but I made it. Here I am. But salute to Plat. Everyone go subscribe to my brother Flatboy Plays. I want everybody to grow. Feminists should be destroying her. Like how we denounce that small percentage of men, those Pookies and Ray Rays, how we say, yo, look, you see those guys? Get those guys the F up out of here. Get them out of here. You got 5 baby mamas and you ain't taking care of none of them? No. Nah, bruh. Get away from me. Get away from me with that. No. Negative. Feminists need to be denouncing this. A real feminist would denounce Cynthia G's rhetoric. A real feminist. We want equal rights for women. We don't want the death of men. Because guess what, ladies? You can't survive without us. You cannot. But that's another show. Y'all can't do it. Don't even do it. No. I'm going to do that show. You can't. You'll live for a little while. You ain't going to make it. There's a link right there. Go subscribe to Flatboy Plays, family. This one was the worst one. See what else? Look at this. And look at this. And she's pretty. Little Asian lady. 34-year-old. Teacher of the Year, Jacqueline Ma. Arrested for alleged sexual abuse of former student. She was arrested. You got to be kidding me. You can Google all of these names, man. Look at this. This looks like, and I'm not being, look, man. I see all the young Italian teachers around my way. There's schools close to where I live. They all look like this woman right here. They always walking fast. They on their phone. They got a bunch of bags and books in their hand. This one is a lunch lady, 31-year-old Connecticut married lunch lady arrested after having sex with a 14-year-old boy and sending him nudes. You gotta be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. First of all, I don't know where these teachers are going. I remember 2 women that were very beautiful when I was coming up. All the other teachers I grew up with, Miss Ginsburg and, Miss Marquetta and all these other weird ass, and Miss DeBono. And these were old grandmama looking. Miss Andres, she was mean as hell too. She every day she was screaming at us. We didn't even do shit. Alan Young, salute. But these were like grandmas. Say, what the hell? Jerome King, salute. Smash the like button, family. This is crazy. Man. So, yeah, married. Justify this. I dare any woman to justify this. Tell me what her man wasn't doing. This is another chick that's married. The other one was married too. I Googled female teachers are predators. You know how much stuff came up? Holy cow. Yo, let me see. Rise of sex predator female teachers. This is no Romeo and Juliet romance. What does this say? This will be funny. Not funny, but look at this. This was back in 2017. Rise of sex predator female teachers. This is no Romeo and Juliet romance. And look at this. Teacher Stacy Rarity, who was found guilty of 7 sex charges against a boy at her East Porirua, I don't even know how to say that, Porirua school, had her sentence reduced this week. They're reducing sentences, man. R. Kelly's in jail, y'all. I know the crime might be a little different, but once you assault children, man, an increase in the number of female teachers being accused of sexual acts against male students could be just the tip of the iceberg, a children protection expert says. At least 7 female teachers have been charged with misconduct or criminal charges in the past 3 years. This week, a Bay of Plenty teacher, now 39, was charged with misconduct after marrying her former student, who is now 23, after they struck up a friendship while the student was in prison. I'm gonna do a show about why y'all women. Now, I'm not saying y'all in the chat or whatever, but why? I saw a short video. Why are women pursuing dudes in prison? What is that? But a romanticized view of the sexual contact between teachers and male students could be leading to a severe underreporting of cases, according to Child Matters spokeswoman Janae Surly. I think what people have to be clear about is that there is no Romeo and Juliet romance here. This behavior needs to be recognized for what it is: sexual abuse of a child. It should be viewed exactly the same way as it's been for a male offender and a female victim. It needs to be acknowledged, and there is a certain process of grooming involved before the abuse begins. Part of the problem with that is stereotype, that the offending isn't as serious if the female offender and the victim, female offender and the victim, means that there's probably underreporting of this, because without the recognition of what that's doing, this is poorly written, for what that's doing to the victim and the effects of it, then it's much less likely that the victims would come forward. So we don't really know what the true statistics are. Let me say this. Let me say this. This indeed has been going on forever. Men that do this are sick and they need to be erased. I feel the same way about these women. And she's absolutely right. The stereotype is that when you think of sexual predators, you think of a man. You know, Chris Hansen, please sit right here. That dude. All those predators that he caught on his show, those guys, weirdos. Something I wanted to show you. Trying to remember where I left it. Oh yeah. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
We want to let this whole gender identity stuff run wild. Are you ready? This is the result. Yeah. Pedophile who identifies as baby girl caught breaking into a daycare. This is what happens. This is what happens when we want to let this whole gender identity stuff run wild. Are you ready? This is the result. Yeah. Pedophile who identifies as baby girl caught breaking into a daycare. This is what happens. This is what happens when we want.
This is where we at. This is where we at. This is where we at. Yeah, you want more foolishness? I'm your Huckleberry. Listen to this.
Mr. Chairman, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Define what a woman is.
Relevance, point of order.
Thank you very much.
It is relevant because you are speaking on behalf of a bill that involves pregnant women, and I would like to get your take on that.
I'm speaking in opposition to a bill related to the domestic violence against people who are pregnant.
Not people, woman. So I would like you to explain what, in your definition, what a woman is.
There are people who identify
Women.
as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that question.
It's a sad day in our nation. Just a few short years ago, we knew what a woman was. It's insane where we become, and until we continue to push back on the idiocy that's out there as to men getting pregnant, people that cannot define what a woman is, and we have to keep telling the truth that God created them male and female, and real men protect real women. Period. Can men?
Do you understand we're under attack? That woman is good and grown. She knows she's a woman. She knows what a woman is. I can identify tomorrow as a squirrel. And I can go hopping around in the street and running up trees. People like, what's wrong with you? You're a grown-ass man. Get out that tree. No, I'm not. I identify as a squirrel. Does that make me a squirrel? No matter what Dwayne Wade allowed to happen to his son was born with testicles. He could be gay all he wants, but guess what? Human biology says he's a male. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. You let this woman come into your house and do your son's hair. I'm seeing videos of, I saw this one black chick make her, was that her little brother or son, put makeup on this little boy? This is all relevant to these female sexual predators. We're not rough enough on these things, and which is why it keeps happening. Behavior that's happening right here in this country, this extreme behavior, and we have to be kind and be thoughtful. And if this person identifies as an alley cat, he can purr and wear a goddamn costume and lick himself, and you can't fire him or her. Like, yo, look, I'm trying to run a business here, and he's sitting on his ass trying to lick his balls. But I have to respect that he identifies as a cat, but I'm trying to run a business here. No, that's weird, man. Get him out of here. There's people like trying to do that. It's gotten so out of control that all these women, some got arrested, some didn't, but all of them need to go to prison. You having full-blown sexual relationships? Shorty really went to the boy's house and said, eat my ass? She really did that? All of these things, all of this weird behavior, Mr. Shelton, salute. All of this weird behavior scared Uganda half to death. And they said, you know what? We're going to stop this crap at the door. I'm sure they know that not all of the LGBTQ community are weirdos. They're just really just standing up for their own rights. But they're saying, you know what? If we give them room to breathe, that plus and minus and those other fools are going to try and mess up our society. We're fine how we are. And they said, outlaw. That's what they did. Because they're looking, they don't have to get on a plane and walk around our communities and know what's going on. They can go right here on YouTube and go right here on Instagram and right here on Facebook and see the dysfunction. That's an American courtroom where there's a woman saying that men can get pregnant. Opulent LD, salute. All of this is foolishness. You can sum this up right now. Now, is Uganda being extreme with it? Yeah. Yeah, they are. But watch this, y'all. I understand. Am I sympathizing? No, I'm not. But I understand. You want an example of how I understand? Oh, Drew, that's kind of wrong. No, it's not. Johnny Cruz, salute. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let me give you an example. Y'all remember that movie, The Burning Bed? Y'all remember how it started? She was walking out the house and the whole house was on fire. She set her husband on fire. It's like, oh my gosh, she killed him. That's the father of the children, and she killed him. And then they told the story. He was whooping her ass for God knows how long. Now, do I agree with murder? No. But if you watch that story, you understand. Don't agree with it. Maybe I wouldn't have done that, but I understand. Now, I mean, dudes are sitting in jail right now. What happened? I went upside my old lady's head. You know, you're not supposed to hit anybody, let alone your woman. I got a story to tell you. She cheated on me 400 times or whatever. And she gave me gonorrhea 3 times, chlamydia twice. And now I'm sitting here and I think I got HIV. And then I found out that 3 of those seeds that I have that I'm paying for are not mine. And then the last time I came home, there was some nigga in the house and he was trying to tell me, yo, man, you know, this is my baby and you need to get out and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I lost it. I kicked his ass and I kicked her ass. You're not supposed to hit a woman, but I understand. I understand. You're sitting here, you're behind bars, but I understand. I saw that 502 King. Let me highlight that. He said, state of, what's that, Kentucky? Just passed a bill saying Transformers have to use the bathroom of their biological gender and be acknowledged and addressed as their biological gender and other stuff in the bill as well. Yeah, because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. You know, I had training because I work with the public. And they told us not to say sir and ma'am anymore. I grew up respecting my elders. I grew up respecting people. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Nowadays, you don't know. You used to be able to look and tell. I saw a video of this dude, you know, this Indian dude or Arab dude at a convenience store, and this white dude was going off on him. He said, would that be all? Would that be all, sir? It's ma'am. It's ma'am. You don't call me ma'am. I mean, you don't call me sir. It's ma'am. It was clearly a dude with a blonde-haired white dude, skinny, with messed up makeup. It was clearly a dude. Clearly. And Katz was just sitting there looking at him like, he started knocking shit over. It's ma'am. You call me ma'am. And I'm like, bro. And the Indian dude was just standing there staring at him. I'm like, yo. Now look, he wrecked the store on the way out. Now, if that Arab jumped from behind that counter and whooped his ass, listen, you don't want to beat anybody up. He's wrecking your store. But if he beat that dude into a coma, trying to defend his property and defend himself, look, you're not supposed to do that. But I understand. I understand. Exactly, Big Smurf. They'd have called it a goddamn hate crime. They'd have called it a hate crime. This is all relevant to all female teachers predators. That's not spoken about enough. But their behavior is consistent with what's happening in this country. I told y'all the story about my boy. He was at a restaurant and he sent his babies to the restroom and he saw some big burly dude about to go into the women's room. And he stood there and he looked at him. Don't talk that I identify as. No, you's a big burly motherfucker. And my children are in there. Go on in there if you want to. Listen. If you want to live, use the men's room. I told you that story, right? You're not doing that. And guess what? You could be harmless, but no. Just no. So salute to Kentucky for doing that. Demon, what up? Salute to Kentucky. You can feel how you want to feel. But guess what? If you was born with a pair of balls, you're a man. You're a man. If you was born with some ovaries, you're a woman. I don't care if you're Alejandro Jimenez. I don't care. You're a woman. You have a baby. You gave birth to a fucking child. Period. Derek Gaines, I've seen that. I've seen that, bro. I've seen that. I don't play none of that. You know what I'm saying? What does she identify with? And you know what? They're making doctors do shit like that. We gotta turn this around, man. Yo, just me and you in it, y'all. Listen. Who's in office right now? Goddamn Democrats, right? I'm going to stop right there. They've done nothing. They've enabled this whole damn thing. Now, look, I don't like Donald Trump. I haven't liked him since the Central Park 5. And if y'all don't know, just look it up. I live in New York. I had family that lived where they lived. I could have been in the park with my older brother that day when they came and just rounded up a bunch of niggas. Okay? He called for their death. He took out I forgot how many pages in one of these papers out here. I can't remember if it was the Daily News or the Post, calling for their death. And if he had been successful, those brothers would have been dead. And decades later, the DNA didn't match. They were nowhere near her. And they found the fool that did that to her. DNA matched. And he admitted it when they called him. He said, yeah, Central Park, by the way, I did that years ago. They took his DNA. They said, holy crap, it was him. So I don't like Donald Trump for a list of reasons. But I know he's fighting, trying not to go to jail right now. They ain't going to convict him. But one of the things he said during because he plans on running for president again, he said, yo, this thing with having Transformers read to your children and this gender's confusing. He said, no. They're trying to pass bills to pump your kid full of drugs. Can you imagine your 12-year-old coming home and saying, your 12-year-old son coming home and saying, Daddy, I feel like a girl today. Guess what? I don't care how you feel. In this motherfucking house that I pay for, you're a boy. When you get 21 and you move, you can do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. But I'm not giving you access to those drugs to change yourself. I'm not going to explore surgery with you. I'm not doing none of that. And if any mother effing teachers call me talking about your son is going through a change and you must do, I ain't got to do nothing. I'm going to lock that door with you in it behind this door, and they're going to have to come in here and get you, and they're going to be standing down a 12 gauge. Because all of these kids are confused. They're on here on social media looking at other 12-year-olds wearing makeup and stuff. And what do you see? You see. I'm gonna show you what you see. You see this. You see foolishness like this. You wonder why these kids are impressionable. Kids are impressionable. You wonder why they're so. That's a man laying down on his back with his legs spread. There's children right there in the front goddamn row. Those are grown-ass people waving that flag. Look at that dude on the far right, looking like a school teacher, but he's a pervert. Those are teenagers behind them filming it. Tell me what's the education in that? They can't reproduce, they recruit. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Kids are impressionable. Look, I'm a big old Marvel nerd. I'm watching my childhood be brought to the screen with these great CGI animations, and it's great. But I can't help but to notice certain things. And I watched Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and the first thing I noticed was this little Mexican girl. I mean, she was beyond jumping over borders. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? She's a Mexican jumping from dimension to dimension. So she can't be held by borders. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? I got that immediately. But I'm watching it with my wife, and I said, yo, why she got the gay flag on her coat, on her jacket? She said, what? I said, the gay flag is on her jacket. A little button. So why is that there? Why is that there? She said, what the fuck? Next scene, there it was. I said, look. Now, why is that there? Why is that there? Why is that there? Then they go to her dimension. Doctor Strange says, who are those women? Those are my two moms. What? She has two moms? So let me get this straight. She has two moms. Obviously, you know what's going on there. And they raised a little girl, and she's running around with that damn pin on her jacket. She never had a chance. She grew up watching something that's became normalized to her. She never had a chance. She never had a chance. You can leave your personal agendas the fuck up out of my goddamn movies. Seriously. Why are you bombarding my shit? I'm sitting there, some people bring their kids to these damn movies, man. I'm tired of having to explain shit in between. Thor, Love and Thunder, same fucking thing. Stupid ass rock creature. Did y'all peep that? And this is something to salute to Reese, what up? And salute to Stormy B Man, because there was something that went, I was so mad with the film, there was something that went right over my head. Jamel, what up? That really bothered me when Stormy brought it to my attention. Guess what, y'all? That rock creature, what the hell is his name again? Korg, whatever the fuck his name is. Know it went right over my head, and then Stormy said, yo, all right, check it out. That species, guess what, Mr. Shelton? Valkyrie is also white in the comic books. And there was no mention, when she came out in the 80s, when there was no mention of her sexuality. It's unimportant is what I'm saying. That's my point. It's unimportant. It's a goddamn superhero movie. I don't need to know where they lay down. It was called Love and Thunder. It was about the romance between Jane Foster and Thor. I don't need to know, man. Yeah, Jamel, Valkyrie, there was no mention of her sexuality in the goddamn comics. That character came out in the 80s. And she was white, blonde hair and blue eyes. So that damn rock creature, right? Did you notice how they reproduced when he went into depth about that? Check this out, y'all. First of all, they have to go into the bottom of a volcano. And he has to hold hands with his own species. But watch this. It's not a female. It's a male. They have to hold hands for like some ungodly amount of time, and then they reproduce. Yeah, She-Hulk was definitely a comic. Y'all heard what I said? And I'm listening to this like, what the fuck, man? And he explained that. Now, here's the thing that Stormy brought to my attention. I was so annoyed with it. I'm literally sitting in the theater like this. I'm annoyed. I'm ready to leave, right? But watch this. You know what Stormy said? He said, yo, Drew, do you know what the worst part about that was? I said, I was already checked out, but what was worse? He said, he's telling that story to a bunch of fucking kids.
Whoa! What?
This should be in the trash.
That went right over my head because I was so annoyed with the film. I said, I'll be goddamn. He sure was. He sure was. He sure was. Like these teachers. Was he really grooming those kids? And at the end of the movie, he meets another rock creature and you see him holding hands, but the rock creature had a mustache. I said, you know what? Kill the franchise. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm never watching another Thor movie again. But then I found out there's a whole production thing. And if y'all want to know more about it, go subscribe to Stormy B Man. We do a show every Monday. He got in depth with it. Nerds on Culture. We do that every Monday. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we spoke on that. There was a person in charge of that whole genre. And the dude has sugar in his tank, and the chick is some sort of lesbian feminist. In every move that they made in Marvel Phase 4, they had some sort of, she put her agenda in it where it didn't need to be. I don't need to know how those rock creatures reproduce. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that Valkyrie's a lesbian. I don't need to know. I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't need to know that America Chavez has two moms and she's also gay. I don't need to know that. I didn't need to know that. Who cares? It was called Thor, Love and Thunder. His relationship with his ex-girlfriend and yeah, Jeff. I don't need to hear this. I don't need to know this. But it's all relevant. These female teachers are predators. That needs to be spoken about a lot more. Them doing that, these 6'5" dudes with big old nuts talking about they identify as women with wigs on, and there's really something mentally wrong with them. And you got that community saying, whoa, we don't co-sign that. We just want what's fair. We want the real LGBT community. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be looked at all crazy. They just want to go to work like the rest of us, love who they want to love, and drink beer amongst us. And they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bashed. They don't want to be bullied. And that's fine. But what they also having to deal with, they have to deal with what we're dealing with. But what's bad on them is that there's people that don't understand that that's not all these crazies. It's not all of them. This conversation, see, I live in New York. I'm around this stuff. Can you imagine trying to explain this to somebody in the middle of Kentucky, a white person in a trailer that barely gets out? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that conversation? Oh my God, it's a doozy. You know what, Philip D? It was crazy because those people, what they did, see, it's too much for me to explain. This is not my platform. I'm going to do it on Bear Cave. That's my third channel, y'all. Matter of fact, let me put that link in here. What these fools did is what they always do. What they did is what they always do. They put in their personal agenda. That's Bear Cave. That's my third channel, y'all. Y'all make sure I go subscribe there. That's the fun channel. Video games, movies, wrestling, and I haven't found time to do anything there yet. I just put some stuff up there. Y'all just enjoy what I got up there. Salute to Reese. Salute. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, yeah, 502 King. There was a transformer that identified as whatever, went up there and started shooting up children. What they're going to say, oh, that's not all of them. Of course it's not all of them. Hey, let me show y'all something else. I know I have it here. They're going to love this. Where's that? Where's that? Something y'all forgot about. Just give me a second. I know I have it. It's here. Y'all remember that boy that got to dumping on that school? You remember this fool? Well, that's what that was about. Look what he has on. Remember that kid? He shot up the school. Remember that? Remember that? Yes, salute. There again, salute. Thank you. Mr. Gino, what up? Yep, he does look like Jaime Munguia, right? Yep. He starts killing people at random the whole time. This was the problem. This is how he felt. What he needed was understanding from his parents and some fucking therapy. One thing I will say is if that's how you want to walk around in the street, then walk around in it. We see it so much now. It's like, oh man, that was a dude. This ain't the 80s. It's like, yo, was that a dude? Nope. It's like, man, that was a dude. It's like no one's gonna bother you. At least here in New York. I can't speak for any other city. See, LA, I heard it's the same thing. Oh, that was a dude. So what? So what? But he's so uncomfortable in his own skin, he started blasting people. And that's what this other kid did. So he's blasting people. This other kid started shooting 9-year-olds and these bitches. We trust our children for 8 hours in a day under the care of these women. And one of these women is shoving your fucking kid's face in her ass. I'm not kidding. I just read it, y'all. And along with that, Congress, you have grown-ass people in Congress that are arguing over what a woman, a biological man and a woman is. This is where we're at. It's all relevant, y'all. It's all relevant. Salute, Growth. Thank you for swinging through. This type of time that these motherfuckers is on, man. Mark Wunderlich, salute. This type of time we on. How can we move forward and fix this problem when you got people in Congress? And you know what? I only see women arguing this point. And this is what I told these feminists, these fake feminists, not the real ones that only want what's right for women, the fake feminists, the crazies. I said, yo, this community, this plus community, they're going to be your own enemy. Y'all fighting for them. Y'all fighting for saying, oh, yeah, he can identify as a woman, so he could be a woman, although he's not biologically a woman. Once they get to where they got to go, they're going to turn on you. Because when you go to the bathroom with your daughter and some big dude looking like Shaq with a wig is pissing standing up, it's going to scare the shit out of you. What, you ain't mean that? Kane, what up? Thank you, Jeff Spark. Salute. Trans men can go topless on Instagram. A biological born woman cannot go topless on Instagram. In order for them to do something like that, they have to identify as Janelle Monáe identifies as what's that term? It's a silly ass term, but that's the only way she can get away with it. That's right, 502 King. The women are the one fighting for them in the pocket. There's no men fighting for them. But these women are already getting what they asked for. And I see it. Non-binary. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. So you can't identify as a woman to go topless on the gram, but a dude that's visibly, he's born a man, made the change, and he can show his fake boobs on the gram and not be bothered. This is what y'all fought for? I don't get it. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to put out boxing content and other content. My notifications don't go out. Some of my shit gets flagged. What's more dangerous? Me saying one too many F-bombs on the gram? Because I can't say what I want to say on the gram. They've been watching me since I had a Facebook account. I got rid of that. I couldn't. Y'all want to hear a quick story about what was the last show with me on Facebook? For those of you that follow my boxing channel, check this out. Listen carefully. Right before this guy fought Povetkin, the first time, I was in a boxing group and I said, this dude White thinks he's slick. He ain't ish. I got put in Facebook jail. Who was I talking about, y'all? Who was I talking about? and I spelled his name correctly. Who was I talking about? But I know. You know what was happening to me? I was getting dragged into these arguments with these Trump supporters. And they would curse me out, call me all kinds of N-words. And I would curse them out and call them all kinds of crackers. Who went to Facebook jail? Me. Never them. Never them. Y'all know I was talking about Dillian White. But I was under such a watchful eye because I was responding to racial attacks with racial responses. And I got put in Facebook jail so many times. So leading up to the after Dillian White got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, I said White thought he was slick. That's why he got smashed on. And he ain't ish. I go to click the page. It says you violated community standards. You're getting 15 days. And I disputed it. Yeah, Kane, I spelled it White. The real way he spells his name. Whyte. They thought I was switching the name but still making a racial statement. And I disputed it. I said, no, Dillian White is a real person. He's a real fighter. He has a Facebook page. He has an Instagram page. I was really talking about a fighter. What are you talking about? And they reversed it. Anthony, what up? They reversed it. They said, oh, okay, we reviewed it and you're okay. I said, man, fuck y'all. That day, I closed my account. People were hitting me up like, yo, what happened to your account? I said, I closed it, man. My first account, it got so bad, they killed it. And they said, in order for me to revive it, I have to use my government name and send them a picture of my driver's license. I was like, what? I ain't doing that. I closed the account and opened up another one. And then I closed that one. I said, man, fuck, man, get out of here, man. All of y'all shut up. All of y'all just shut up, man. Y'all doing too much. Then I went to Instagram. I was in Instagram jail. Going back and forth with guess who? An AJ fan. He's cursing. And when I responded, what do you think happened? But who owns Instagram? The same assholes that own Facebook. I'm not making it up. So I've learned how to maneuver through social media. I know how to judo them now. Because how we're treated is unfair. And there's a senator in New York. Her name, I'll tell you her name right now. Her name is Yvette D. Clarke, 9th District of New York. She's a congresswoman. I'm going to be sending her a lengthy, and salute to my brother DOG because he sent me this information. She was grilling this Asian guy who was a representative of TikTok. And it dawned on me that this is the perfect person that we have to call to make some complaints, because what she's accusing TikTok of doing is exactly what they are doing. And it's not only being done on TikTok, it's done on Instagram and it's done on us. And it's done to a lot of black channels. Y'all notice BFTB every day, he's like, yo, someone took your wrench. I didn't do that. He has to go in there and people are blocked. He didn't block them. Stormy B-Man, they're messing with his stream. Notifications aren't going out. That messes with people's money for those of you who are monetized. And I noticed the consistent thing is that they're doing it to a lot of black channels. Not only boxing, it's the conscious community, it's the video game community, it's the comic book community. Telling you. And none of this makes sense. And on YouTube, there's no one to talk to. You send the email and they say, is this helpful? It's like, no. And then they deny everything. It's like, no. I'm showing you proof for screenshots. They deny everything. Or we don't shadow ban people. Now we all know that that's nonsense. We all know that that's nonsense. You don't shadow ban people. Nonsense. I got people talking about, yo, I thought you quit. What do you mean? I haven't seen I haven't gotten notification for you for months. I've been here the whole time. Xavier, what up? Yeah. Matter of fact, and this is all relevant, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. My brother DOG sent this to me, and I really appreciate it. Here we go. Look at this.
Social media platforms, content moderation, algorithmic discrimination, and safety are neither new nor unique to TikTok. For example, I was disturbed by reports that TikTok content moderation algorithm flagged words like Black or Black Lives Matter as inappropriate content. So my first question, Mr. Chu, is do you agree that platforms like TikTok should be subject to regular audits or transparency requirements to identify whether policies have a disparate impact on communities that are protected classes like race, religion, national origin, or gender?
I think, Congresswoman, I think platforms should be very transparent. You can come and say whatever you want, as long as you don't violate the rules of safety that were put in place.
It is vital that the diverse culture of the United States is reflected online, but I'm concerned the algorithms and content moderation practices employed by TikTok are ignorant to the fundamental diversity while also failing to remove content that is harmful. My next question to you is, it's my understanding that users must be in good standing to be eligible for compensation from TikTok's Creator Fund. For example, they can't have violated community guidelines. Is this correct?
Listen.
There are some details there, but directionally, yes.
If TikTok's algorithm is flagging content incorrectly, resulting in creators violating community guidelines when in fact they have not, those creators would not be eligible to receive compensation under the Creator Fund, correct?
Y'all heard that? That is the exact same thing that's happening on YouTube. It's the exact same thing for people that are getting a check off of Instagram. It's the exact same thing. We're getting flagged and shadow banned for our conversation. And we get removed from the algorithm because we violate some standard. We said something that they don't like. But it's not enough to flag us. They give out strikes for people. It's like, yo, why I get a strike? For what? What did I do? I violated community standards? No, I did not. You misinterpreted what I said. But they have a certain buzzword that triggers the algorithm. This is real, y'all.
We do have an appeals process.
You have an appeals process, okay.
Yes.
In my view, if TikTok employs algorithms that disproportionately remove content from Black creators, it disproportionately silences and excludes Black creators from compensation opportunities. And this problem happens in parallel to the lack of adequate recognition, attribution, and compensation to Black creatives for their content. The exploitation, cultural misappropriations, the erasure of Black creatives' ownership of their fashion, art, and media is nothing new. We need transparency, accountability, and bold action to mitigate against misinformation, bias, and exclusion of certain communities from the opportunities present on platforms like TikTok. So let me just say this. I'm concerned about transparency. I am concerned about algorithmic accountability. And I'm not clear that your organization holds those values. The problems of social media.
They do not hold those values. And I can attest to that. And it's not only on TikTok, Councilwoman, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. And we have all the evidence you need. And this is like something that fell out the sky. Salute the DOG for sending me that. I said, who is this woman? And she's right here in my state. She will be getting a lengthy email. And documentation beats conversation. There's a lot of things that YouTube does that doesn't make sense. See what Mr. Shelton just wrote? We have flagged openly racist stuff. We have flagged people beefing and using people's home addresses and stuff. We flag these channels, flag these lives. YouTube will take it down and put it back up. And it's like, this is not safe. And it's like they enable the drama as long as it's black on black drama. They like that. We have full-blown death threats. Government names flying around here. And all we're trying to do is talk boxing or what I'm doing here on this channel. The trolls, they'll follow me over to Bear Cave. They'll be there. They enable a lot of the garbage. But on boxing channels, you don't want to send out notifications and you want to screw up people's lives and take wrenches. Now, I had to digress on that for a moment, just to let you know that we're hard at work. We're doing it. We're not taking this line down. We're not taking this line down. I had people that had memberships get removed. They're like, what did I do? I said, I didn't block you. What the hell? YouTube just removed you for what? Well, we're going to put them in a position where they don't point the finger. Well, I didn't do it. Who did it? I didn't do it. Who did it? Yeah. Nah, Shelton, he got dealt with. He got dealt with. Documentation beats conversation. He's somewhere sitting down with his arms folded, with his lip poked out. See, he got dealt with. So now it's time to take the next step. And I'm glad that this is a black woman doing this. She's talking about black content creators, their algorithms, they're getting messed up because of what they talk about. And it's costing them money. Buzzwords. You put the word black in anything and it's marked as bad. So anyway, I don't want to digress on that too much because we have something in motion. And fuck that little nigga. Anyway, salute to y'all, man. I had a Cash App here like 3 days ago, and I forgot to shout the brother out. It was from Brandon L. Jet, man. Salute to you, good brother. He said for a dope show, man. $25 Cash App, man. Salute to you, good brother. Salute, salute. Theo Coop sent him over here. And salute to you, good brother, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Salute, man. Xavier, who you talking about? No. She got back to Houston too late. There was no bullshit. She was in Atlanta and she caught a late flight out. But we were in contact. She's not like, ducking any smoke or nothing like that. It's no beef, man. I don't hate her. I'm just showing her that there's an understanding and we'll talk. I'm gonna have her on the show. And like I said, verbal judo, we have to excel at as people. You know, that's how we get to an understanding. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So these female teachers are out of control, but the female teachers exist. They're doing this shit because they have the atmosphere to do so. They exist in this sick atmosphere. That's why I brought up those Transformers community. It's all relevant. They are existing in an atmosphere of dysfunction. In Uganda are watching us saying, you know what? They ain't got nothing under control, and we don't. We're in Congress arguing over what's a woman and what's a man. This is where we at. It's like having a conversation with a goddamn flat earther. And I say this with all disrespect to flat earthers. Y'all are stupid. Done. When you're on a boat and you're like off the coast of Florida, do you know why? Cuba's close, but do you know why you can't see Cuba completely until you ride out a little bit? It's because the earth is round. God damn it. This is ridiculous. Flat earthers, what's a real man and a real woman? An extreme feminist talking about delete your pregnancy if you're pregnant with a black baby boy. And then Uganda looked at all of this and said, you know, there's certain things we can't stop, but that shit right there, we're not gonna have men walking around with wigs. We're not gonna, you know what? We're gonna do it with a broad brush. As it stands right now, outlaw it. You know why? Because they got social media like everybody else. And they see all of this dysfunction. I just showed you a white woman arguing with a white man about what a biological male is. You got to be kidding me. We're America. Really? Salute to everybody in the Venmo's super chat. Well, Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App. We almost there, man. How many subs we got here? Y'all showing me so much love, man. I appreciate it. We got 928 subs, man. And yeah, boxing is whack, y'all. Don't be surprised if I'll be doing this show in the morning. For real, for real. It's gonna happen. Trust me. When I ain't got nothing to talk about, I'll be live, but I'll be live over here. But things has picked up a little something. But it is what it is, man. Salute to y'all, man. What's today? Tuesday? You know what? I'll be back here tomorrow. I got more to talk about, man. Much love and appreciation to y'all, man. If you're a content creator, put your link in the chat so everyone can sub to everybody. I want everybody to grow. Soon I'm gonna have a panel on here. I want my brother Growth on here, Mona. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna chop it up, man. Real talk, man. Let's get it popping, man. And much love to y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.